So you might be wondering, what is this new ebook that I have released? Sink or swim? It really is a question. It's one of those questions that you think inside. Am I swimming through this, or do I feel like I'm sinking in this? That is something I asked myself many years ago. I had to make a decision of which way I really wanted my life to go. Now, when I was having this conversation with myself, I was in a sinking place. And when I say sinking, even though I'm, joyful most of the time, I mean sinking in my mind mentally. Now, when I say that, I'm referring to just having down thoughts about myself or feeling lost, feeling disappointed about life, feeling like things just weren't going my way, having children and figuring out things for them. And it just seems like I was not getting the answers that I really needed to push forward. And I started looking around and thinking, well, what do I need to change? What do I need to do? And I just couldn't get myself out of this sinking mindset that which I've never really experienced before, like to this magnitude in my life. Usually I can kind of, pull my bootstraps up and get going. But in this point of my season at that time, I felt like I was sinking underwater, like really going in a different direction. And I did not like that feeling. And I was at a time where it's almost like I couldn't shake it off. Like, why am I sinking? Why is things not working out? Why can't I think? Why do I feel so mentally just a little bit unstable? Like I couldn't get my thoughts to come together to better myself in the season that I was going through. I felt like I was sinking. Now I had love. I was surrounded by my family. I was surrounded by my friends. I can't complain about that part. That part was there. But on my own, in my own self, in my own thoughts, mentally, I felt alone. Like I was sinking. Like I knew that I had to think my way through this. I had to figure it out. And I got so exhausted that I did nothing to get myself out of that place at that time because I was so mentally tired that I couldn't think of the next step. I couldn't think of how to get to point A, from point A to D. Really, I was really trying my best, but I think everything else in my life that was happening it crowded my thought processes, and I felt like this was a sinking place. And then life turned in a good way, and I started really getting my thoughts together. Now, this is after a time period of really, really working on myself, really coming back to my first love, and really connecting the way I really wanted to in the season to God, and just doing things differently. I start feeling myself thinking myself through things and figuring it out. Not on my own, but because I started to really, really know what really was missing, and it was that closeness spiritually. And so once I got on this path where, okay, I know now what I need to get back to, what I need to do to think this through, because this is a place I've never been. So I have to do things different. See, sometimes we're in a sinking place and our first instincts aren't, okay, I got to do something different. We just try to go back into the flow. We just try to go back into things, and you try to just go back to your normal life. Well, it's not normal anymore, and so then that becomes very overwhelmed. There is something new that needs to happen. And for me, it's something new that needs to happen. So I start focusing on what needs to be new in my life. At that point, that is when I started to move out of the sinking stage and I started to move into what I would call recovery, or into a swimming. Now, I wasn't all the way swimming because I was still somewhere, in between the sinking, pull myself out of that. Oh, but I'm still trying to swim. But life is happening. It's trying to get me to go back into this sinking mentality, but I don't want to stay there. So I got to push myself out here to swim. Now I developed a mindset of, okay, I'm going to feel some sinking things. I'm going to feel some sinking moments. I'm going to feel some sinking thoughts. I don't have to live there. So I had to make a choice. And that's where that aura comes in. Either you're going to sink or you are going to swim. Well, I had to make a decision, so I chose to swim. And that took sacrifice. That took time to focus on what it is the new place that I'm trying to get to. How am I trying to turn this thing around for it to work in my favor? Well, I couldn't do it on my own. So me and God had a lot of conversations, and I went through plenty of journals, just trying to write down what was happening in my sinking season, and how do I, move this into, a better situation, and let's swim. Well, that's what this 30-day guide is going to help people with. It's going to help them pull themselves out of a place. Now, see, sometimes you are waiting for someone to rescue you when you really need to tap into your inner self and say, Lord, I need you to help me out of this. And I know that sounds so simple and you're like, oh man, that seems like I've done that plenty of times. But I'm really, really talking about alignment. In alignment, you're going to have to deal with some things that you were in that sinking place, and you're going to have to go ahead and take some accountability so that you can move into how to swim. And in my guide, I'm going to share those principles with you. I'm going to share with you the things that God has shared with me that pulled me out of one place so I can flourish and move into a transformative place. And you may think of like, oh, she means like a butterfly or a process. I do. I really do. But it's gonna, push you forward into a swimming place. Now, this guide is going to take you through some accountability. It's going to help you think things through. It may even cause you to shed some tears or hug yourself or reaffirm yourself, but it's also going to push you. It's going to challenge you in good ways so that you can go into your better self. It is time for you to swim. You've been in that place of a sinking place for far too long, and it is 2026. We are swimming in 2026. We are moving forward in 2026. We are bettering ourselves. We're taking care of ourselves. We're working on our mental health so that we can really be thinkers and creators and visionaries, those God-fearing people that God has called us to be. It is time to swim, and I want to help you swim. So get my 30-day guide. And I want you to go through the guide every single day. Follow the instructions. Really, really think about from day 1 to day 30. And I believe it. I've prayed over this. And I know for sure you will be ready to swim by the time you get to day 30. I hope you can get your copy. The link will open for everyone March the 3rd. 2026. And I can't wait to hear your testimonies. I want you to email me, tag me, add me to your the ebook to your socials, and really tell us what part of those days really hit home for you and what part of those days are you really working on and how it helped you. I really would want to know so that you can help, your testimony can help somebody else get out of a sinking place. It's time to pull us each other up and let's swim.